An ancient city once buried in ash, lost for 1,500 years and rediscovered in 1599. Pompeii now draws 2.5 million visitors each year. Preserved in 20 feet of pumice rock and ash from Mount Vesuvius, the city holds a wealth of knowledge. Tourists wander through the ruins, weathered but relatively unchanged. Travelers drawn to Pompeii picture the city as it was 2,000 years ago.
Especially with the streets and the crosswalks, that's really what I pictured a lot, is the people just walking in the streets and just day-to-day life.
Roaming the streets of Pompeii, the day-to-day life of Romans come alive. Tourists imagine the roar of the crowds as gladiators fought in the local Colosseum, or picture ancient comedies and dramas performed in the theater of Pompeii. Walking down cobblestone streets where wagons carried goods, visitors wander inside historic shops or lose themselves in ancient courtyards. Worn frescoes still cling to the walls, faded images of the past.
From the Temple of Apollo to the Temple of Jupiter, Pompeii is a city frozen in time. But the view of the volcano behind me is something completely different from 2,000 years ago.
In 79 AD, during a festival to honor the guardian spirits of the city, the top of Mount Vesuvius blew off in a massive eruption that buried Pompeii.
It would have been really hectic, I think, and people would have been running around going crazy. It would have been pretty chaotic.
Casts of bodies trapped by the ash eerily reveal the tragic last moments of those unable to flee the city. Mount Vesuvius still looms over the ruins of Pompeii and the 2 million people who live in the Naples area. Anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 tourists come here every day to hike the steep, gravelly path. About 45 minutes up at the top, giant lava rocks jut above the cavernous mouth of the volcano. The last major eruption of Vesuvius occurred in 1944, during World War II. It isn't a question of if it will erupt again, simply when.
Along the Amalfi Coast, the threat of the still active Mount Vesuvius lingers, a constant reminder of the tragedy that once struck Pompeii. Reporting from the top of Mount Vesuvius in Italy, for News Channel 12, I'm Sarah Brazier.